Rubber
people in
suits.
Rubber latex suits. That's what I like, baby.
Do you think we can get away with that? Well, we kind of got superheroes, but more like something like Kamen Rider and stuff in America. You think people will watch that as a live action movie?
Like me and you, and like a lot of people grew up watching like these old Godzilla films. I'm sure.
Because Power Rangers didn't do well over here, surprisingly.
Power Rangers didn't do well.
It did back in the day. I don't know about now,
especially
but...
Mighty Morphin. Yeah, Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin had a fucking feature film to come out in theaters.
Like, they had like a legit Power Rangers movie where it's still based the same show, the same suits, the spandex.
Yeah,
suits
but it's 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's 90 minutes. Do you think people
like
actually watch that?
A lot of like 3D.
Yeah, it's like special budget, but more budget, but it's still
their budget
Power
was
Rangers.
fucking crazy. I think they would have been really good if 2017 did good. I think we would see a whole lot more of it.
Did you watch the Toys That Made Us on Netflix?
No.
Well, I suggest you watch it. It's pretty. They have an episode on Power Rangers too, which I think is really good.
Oh, really?
Because they talk about like the action figures being sold, but they also talk about like the introduction of the show and stuff, and I think it's just really interesting. Because apparently back in the day, nobody wanted anything to do with Power Rangers, and then this one guy, Saban.
Yeah.
Was like, okay, screw it. And then it turned out to be like a huge fucking like big thing in the 90s.
It's funny because we watch Power Rangers. To us is like the 10th Power Rangers in Japan or some mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were banging on Power Rangers.
It had been out since like the 80s or something for like a decade.
So
that's why even Saban, like in the show or something, he said like we were essentially sitting on a gold mine. Like we have years of like reserves of footage
content
to use, basically.
You think about it, like budget wise, a gold mine, just because of like, we already do all the like the big budget scenes already filmed for us. All we got to do is just like do
that's
like,
interesting take on
scenes, it. And that's it.
Yeah. So they didn't redo those scenes. It's just Japanese footage.
No, I know that
seasons.
I know that later in the seasons they started doing a little bit more of the action, but they were still relying very heavily on the already filmed
Japanese
stuff.
footage.
Yeah.
I remember going back and watching it because I would be like building Gundams and like watching the first season of Power Rangers on Netflix.
They fight in Japan the entire time.
And I remember noticing like there'd be like Japanese graffiti on some of the walls. And like, you would notice that as a kid, but like going back, I'm like, oh yeah, it was filmed in like this is all in Japan, and like all the city. It's never you're like a small town, Angel Grove, and then it's like in Tokyo, middle of Tokyo, and you're like,
we've got Japanese gangs in Bernardino, California.
Yeah. Colin, do you watch Super Sentai, Colin, at all? Have you even watched them?
No, I have not. No.
They're completely different from what we see over here. It's more serious, like a drama and all of that over there.
Yeah, I knew over here it was definitely more
campy,
wacky. Yeah, more campy. Yeah. It was aimed more towards kids and stuff. It was actually really interesting, and like stuff like I should have known. Like, of course, like Transformers is like from Japan and stuff like that. But I was honestly watching the Toys That Made Us documentary, and it was like, yeah, most of these toys and the properties from like the 80s and 90s we just ripped off from like other countries, like their shows and stuff like that. Because when we first started selling Transformers over here, in Japan, they were all separate, like separate companies that were selling these like Transformers, but like America basically got all the licenses and threw them into one big series or universe. So it's basically
Transformers Japanese.
Transformers is technically GoBots. It's what was that other one? Giga something. I don't know. It was like a comic from like the 50s or something. Japan had like a big obsession. Yeah, it was like a mix of like 3 or 4 different already made Japanese toys, and they made it into one toy line here.
Yeah,
it was super
I think
weird.
I'm talking about the giant great robot guy.
Yeah, I don't know his name at all. Actually, it's completely escaping me. It starts with a G.
He's with Casher and all those guys.
I know what you're talking about. I know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a show, I believe, but it was like a really old, like, it was an old show from like the 50s or the 60s.
Astro Boy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Big O?
Yeah, I watched it, but I don't remember anything from it.
I rewatched it a couple years ago. It's still that show still holds up today. It's so fucking good.
Dude, it's hard to watch mech anime now. That's something I grew out of completely.
Was it Nick anime?
Mech, like robot anime.
Oh, mech anime.
Mechs. Yeah, like mechs and stuff. That's
Yeah,
not why I couldn't get into like.
I tried to get into that Neon or Angel
Yeah, I knew
or
you were
whatever
gonna
it
say
is.
that.
I
Show
knew I
sucks.
tried to get into it. I tried so hard, man. And
Colin,
I was like,
I tried 3
fuck.
times. Finally, someone that agrees with me that overrated trash. Khalifa, you're hearing this? It's garbage. Notice your favorite anime. No, I tried the movies. No, I tried the movies twice. I tried the anime.
Bro,
And I tried
I think they're on Netflix, right? And I'm like, what order am I supposed to watch them in, man? I was like, there's no
it's
like.
the most boring
Well,
mess ever, dude.
They had like
Yeah.
movies come out like 2012, 13,
Yeah.
and then so on. Those are like really easy to digest because it's all like high
Dude,
res.
I fell
And it
asleep.
No, come on.
I
I like 80s anime, I really do, but
Yeah.
and then like the early 90s stuff. It's just something about that art style specifically, but like
And Sanji crying. I don't want to.
I sat there with my roommate for like I think we sat through like 4 or 5 episodes of it, and then I think we tried to watch the movie, and then we just like turned to each other, and I was just like,
This ain't it. Yeah.
Oh, it all went over my head, I guess.
Yeah, I remember when I get into like 10th episode, like this ain't worth it. And I tried the
Yeah.
movies too. I fell asleep and was like,
The creator said that like he added a bunch of religious stuff just because he thought it
looks
sounded
cool. That
Which, I mean,
over deep mess.
He's the fucking goat though because like he
did
made
Shin
that
Godzilla.
and then made Shin Godzilla. So I mean we gotta praise the
He-
goat. We gotta give him
you
respect.
can feel the Evangelion stuff in Shin Godzilla too. Like the third form or whatever that mess is, the human form.
Oh,
It's
'cause
clearly
they
an
kinda,
Eva.
like-
Bro,
Yeah,
I
kinda
thought
like
Shin
an
Godzilla
angel.
was incredible. I thought it
What?
at least made you think. Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
just- I
that
just
was
got
incredible.
What's the name of it today? Came in the mail.
Yeah, you're gonna send that my way. This son of a bitch. I had to buy it on like standard DVD because you
Yeah.
could not find it on Blu-ray when it came out.
No, not at all.
Oh, I haven't
I don't know
downloaded.
why. You want my copy? Digital copy, Jordan? If he has one,
Nah, just give me the physical.
you'd be alright.
You can keep the digital.
You'd be alright.
No, it won't, man. Come on. I know you paid $5 for it. It don't mean shit to you.
No, that's not the one. That one got canceled. I had to like get my refund.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How much
This is
you pay for
another
it
one.
now?
$15.
15. That's not so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, because I don't know